What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the Clearly Frame Advantage featuring Valorant. I am Sepulins, joined by the handsome and wonderful Cup of Frag, and we are going to be bringing you an absolute, just amazing game to start the day off. But before we jump into that, Cuppa, how you feeling, man?
I'm doing really good. We've had a lot of banter back and forth, you and Flippy, and from there, I am revved up. I am so ready for a day full of Valorant. And I will get you guys excited as well for a couple of things to expect as we do get into the day here. There's some giveaways, there's a 2K prize pool, and to boot, as though that wasn't enough, we're treating you real good today here at TGS. And for the Clear Frame Advantage, we've got some banger teams. You've got teams like Obey Alliance. You've got teams like FENRIR. These are teams that are going around that T2, that T3 circuit, and they are climbing. They are clambering as high as they can get. This is going to be a sick weekend of Valorant, so please make sure you stick around. And as we mentioned, giveaways. Everyone loves giveaways. Come on now.
Yeah, very much so. There are giveaways. There are definitely things to be keeping an eye out on. I believe there's going to be a giveaway at the very end of the broadcast today, and there might even be another one in the middle. We'll get info on that as we go on. But as Cuppa just mentioned a minute ago, we just found out that these were the teams we were getting. It was very. We were waiting for a couple of games to finish up. We were trying to get some things settled, and then they were like, "Oh, first game, FENRIR and Obey Alliance." And I was like, what a way to start the day. This is going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to be jumping in. We talked about this already off stream. These are these types of teams. There's not a weak link. This is about to be 10 super strong players across the board.
Get ready for like that deathmatch style battle royale. You've got to keep up to date with what's going on. Let's give you a little breakdown before we do go into this game of kind of what these two teams have been up to. Obey Alliance, for example, to give you an understanding of their caliber of skill before we even get down to the breakdown of the team roster right now for this event in particular. They went to the Vanguard Championship Series, a decently prestigious tournament within that T2 scene. They got through to the grand final and they lost against the Mafia. The Mafia, you're talking of some really strong opponents, but Obey, they have been on the grind recently, so to see them making it to grand finals and to see them here today, it's a scary thing for any team that's going to come against them. FENRIR, though, they're no stranger to contest and to that competitive spirit, are they?
No, not at all. And I'm very excited to see, this is not only going to come down to individual player performance, it's going to come down to the maps that have been chosen and what's kind of come off the back of those. So I'm really excited to see what maps are going to be brought to the table, because if we see, something exciting like a Breeze, that'll really spice things up. But no, we're actually going to be jumping into Split as our first map.
All right, okay. I've got a lot of love for Split, Bind. People aren't too fond of the classics. Maybe they've grown a bit of dust over the time that Valorant is getting older. But going back to your roots, and let's see how these two teams will be split up as we get into map number 1. From what we've got here, you got a Raze. On Split, it's a bit of a legacy choice, really. You don't see that race pick too often. A bit of an EU choice, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I lock Raze on every map because she's the only agent I know how to play. But, to see her coming out at this high-tier competitive level, I want to keep an eye out. We're looking at, it's not an exact mirror matchup. It's going to be the Skye versus the Raze, kind of, which is interesting. You've got that duelist versus that healer role. Skye, notorious for having all those flashes. I'm really curious if it's going to come down to those two agent choices.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And looking at Skye as an agent right now, I'm super interested to hear your opinion on this, Seth. We didn't talk about any of this portion pre-game, which makes it even more of an organic reaction for you. Skye really is that kind of duelist hybrid right now. If you don't have a Skye, what are you doing? I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy, but what are you doing?
I totally agree. I mean, for a little while, it was Astra, right? She was a guaranteed lockdown, and we're still seeing that. We're seeing both Sujay and Wraith picking that Astra here, but to see no Skye on the side of Obey Alliance, that is a dangerous choice. There's really not a better word for it. Skye is so strong. Not only are the Seekers insane, but she can heal, she can flash, she can kill. There's so much that she brings to the table that not choosing her is a really dangerous choice.
It is a risky choice, and let's see if this risk is going to be rewarded in the first of this best of 3 hit for the Clearly Frame Advantage. Sheriff being brought into round 1 by his Basics. That's also a risky buy. No armor, hardly any abilities, and just kicking back with that one-tap pistol.
Yeah, in every other round, I refer to the Sheriff as kind of that one-shot, one-opportunity weapon, because if you miss the first bullet, you're probably losing the firefight. Now, in the pistol round, you do get that opportunity of everybody's using some of the worst weapons in the game. They are using those very low-buy pistols, but Basics there did take some damage early on. we're going to have to wait to see if that kind of bites them in the butt later on in this matchup here. But a lot of patience for these players right now. This is going to be really fascinating to keep an eye on. Is, you know, are we going to be seeing a lot of slow engagements as we move further into split?
Super good questions. Hopefully, these gamers woke up the right side of bed, had that right breakfast, and they are fueled and gassed to go. It's an absolute stalemate. There's hardly anything happening here. As I say that, though, it looks like a push.
Here it comes.
Ahead here.
Yeah, this is a hyper-aggressive push here, and this is going to be insane. We're going to see 3 pushing into B kind of in the blink of an eye. The slow rotation from the Raze and the Cypher as well, but there come a couple of eliminations in favor of Obey Alliance. CJ and Supermonkey pick up 1, but Habib on the sky ties things up. Supermonkey is going to be able to find Raze, and Kuhai will pick up Supermonkey immediately after. A 2-2 matchup, 10 turns to 4 in the blink of an eye. 15 seconds left on the clock. The spike not currently in play. And there it is. Soba will find that first kill. Swarns finds another, and Obey Alliance will win round 1.
And it came in with a bang. Right into the action there. Superb stuff. And considering how things were looking there, it went back to the 2 versus 2. I think it was going to 3 versus 3 at one point. This is an even arm wrestle. They're going to be duking it out for a best of 3. So, worst case scenario, if we see a team FENRIR to take the L here, they've got another opportunity to get themselves back in to this round of 16 and keep on climbing up the rock wall, which is the Clearly Frame advantage here. So, we'll get into what Clearly Frame offers a little bit later into the stream, but at this point, let's have a little peek at the economy. The Sheriff Force coming in from Team FENRIR, expecting that full SMG coming in from Obey as well.
Right, statistically speaking, this is Team FENRIR is supposed to lose this round, right? They lost the pistol round. They're supposed to lose the second one because Obey Alliance has a larger economy. They can buy some items if need be, and it certainly looks like they're looking to win this one. They found a kill very early on. FENRIR's, I believe it's Wraith, got a headshot early, but not a kill, unfortunately, so we're going to have to see what comes through off the back of that. Obey Alliance, they're down 1. It's going to be that 4v5, and they already lost the firefight earlier with a 5v5. So now they're down that 1 player. We're going to have to see if they're able to really clutch this firefight and tie things up early.
I do like to see patient play in an early game, right? Like, if you've seen any of the Masters, I think as a viewer, as a fan, as a growing player, you might have learned, take your time, man. There's no problem with that. Taking the time will be the Marshal coming up from heaven. Habib not able to pick anything up there either.
Okay, not quite an ace, but a flawless, so a very strong round 2 for Obey Alliance. Now, on the bright side, like I said, statistically, that's a round FENRIR is supposed to lose, so it's really not the end of the world. This is going to be what we call the bonus round. This is the round that FENRIR is expected to win. If they win this one, they can reset the economy and push forward moving into the next round. But if they lose this one, their economy's really going to pay for it.
It will be in the dumpster. In the trash, the Force coming through, and I say Force, there hasn't really been too many frags coming from FENRIR, so yeah, to emphasize that point you just made, this is such a high-risk buy. Like, you've got to be hitting shots, and I'm surprised maybe not even go for the double save, seeing as how that round went. But you've got to take those risks if you want to be a champ, and risking it. Everyone's pushing mid.
That was risky, but it looks like it's going to be Sujay able to find not 1 or 2, but 3 Elims back to back to back. Obey Alliance, just a Vandal, an Astra, and a Dream here, keeping it alive. Akuhai will find that kill onto Sujay, might be able to pick up a trade kill, but no, Complex finds Supermonkey instead. Gonna get a bit of a heal up, a great wall from Obey Alliance. 2v2, the Cypher Sage versus Cypher Sage, and now it's just a Cypher with a Sheriff and a Dream! And Swarns does it, the double kill back to back. Obey Alliance picks up round 3, and FENRIR, they have just dug themselves deeper in this economy.
I'm going to tell you something about Swarms, and that, firstly, that 2K just gave me goosebumps with those 2 Sheriff ones.
That makes 2 of us.
Sexy stuff there coming in for game number 1. But to go to a little bit of background of Swarms, I've been catching a lot of Swarms the past few weeks. I feel we've been bonding, whether Swarms knows it or not, at least from the cards side of things. And with that
a bit parasocial.
Yeah, it's definitely parasocial. Pandemic times, my friend. Off of that sort of parasocial vibe, usually plays the KJ. So to see being successful on another agent, love to see it. Aims on point. Is the judge on point? Yes, it is. The Blade Storm gets removed immediately.
The Blade Storm. Oh. Oh, talk about, I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? Because you're still up 3-0, but losing an ultimate, I've been on the wrong side of getting killed pre-ult. It hurts. It hurts bad. It's very upsetting, honestly. It sounds like we are actually, for the first time, going to get a spike plan. So, okay, Alliance, they put it down. They guarantee additional credits in the next round, whether they win or lose. Wraith with the Sheriff does find Silva, but Sworns puts Wraith in the ground. Habib ties things up. Sworns finds the second one. Habib takes out Sworns. So this Skye, we talked about making a huge difference. I've got to say, this Skye certainly doing so. Just a phenomenal defense so far.
Skye diff indeed. Yeah, I wasn't a believer. I think I am now. The Australian Wonder, he's going to get it done with a 3K, gets the defuse with 2 HP. Come on now.
Thrifty.
2 HP clutch. You'd love to see it, and a Thrifty nonetheless. Probably going to run up and snag one of these weapons if they can make it. I'm going to guess they can. Maybe they already have. Okay, they already had one. Okay, good. I didn't see him grab one, but the Phantom is online, so that does help the economy a little bit, but the rest of your team... I mean, look at this. They're forcing a full buy. Everybody sub 500 except for that Skye. Man. I mean, FENRIR, they've got to win this one or they lose the next 2, statistically speaking.
I think that's the deceptive thing about competitive FPS, right? Where you win a round, it's like, yeah, that team's coming back. Not necessarily. It's
not
about
all,
your finances. Yeah. How's the accountant doing with the books? And right now, the books are not looking good at all. They're stripped, they're bone bare, and an op pick like that is what needs to start FENRIR in the right direction for the books. Love it.
Absolutely. What an amazing way to start the round. Just immediate elimination. I always say with an operator, you've got to get at least 2 ults to make a weapon that expensive worth it. You found one, or 2 kills, excuse me. You found one already. You've got to look for another. And there it is. Bazik finds an amazing shot. Blast pack or not. Soba being sent straight to the Shadow Realm, and now Bazik's tying things up, making it a 4v3. Obey Alliance pushing and getting aggressive, but Bazik's waiting so patiently on that corner for somebody to peek.
Bazik's, keep giving me those, buddy. That's what I'm talking about for a Saturday. Excellent shots, the flick of the wrist, been living in the aim labs, becoming one with the simulation. It's not a simulation, it's real life at this point. 4 versus 3. Obey, still have the spike in hand, but taking their time here.
Yeah, we talked about that already. So many players, they see that timer and they panic. You know, they think we only have a minute, but in the world of Valorant, a minute may as well be an eternity. You've got so much time to make this happen, and gonna go up the ropes without shifting, but Swords! Great pull of focus. Habib, however, are on that back corner, is gonna be able to find that first kill, finds 2 more, and wins it! Blink and you miss it. We said it once, we'll say it again. Skye Diff making an appearance in the second half of the first round here. This is going to be, or excuse me, in the second half of the first round. Either way, Habib doing a phenomenal job.
No, I'm trying to keep up to things as well. We're moving so fast through this game. 5 rounds have been and gone already. What on earth? What on earth is going on? This feels like a speed run from both teams.
It really does.
They're going for broke. They're forcing contacts at middle every single round. This is high-octane Valorant, and you can tell these players are running off the back of watching the Masters. They're fired up. They are gassed. They're juiced. And here we go again.
Oh, Swords!
2
what a risk.
taps.
What a risk. 2 back-to-back one-taps, double headshots, but the operator fell right there, and that's what to keep an eye on, because had Swords waited even a fraction of a second longer, probably would have died. Probably would have lost that firefight, and it would have been rough for Obey Alliance, but this team, I mean, dude's rocking a Sheriff right now. Nothing else, and just tearing this team apart. Team FENRIR really struggling to find their possible engagements. Wraith does get traded out. Soba, an operator here, able to find that kill, but you've got to keep an eye out for this Sage. She's got the res. I mean, how risky are they really looking to get, especially if they can make this a 2v3?
Ooh, that off-rocket shot just grazing past the face, but it doesn't matter because Sworns is going to get you in the other form of the race. The Sheriff race, the upgrade to the Phantom is going to go down as well. Let me give you a little tidbit about Obey from what I've seen. They love their Sheriff buys. Do not write them off. You see a Sheriff, no problem. And so many one-taps already. Give FENRIR credit too. They did a great job with the Sheriff and all, but for Obey, scary behind that Sheriff.
I have to agree. Very scary indeed. And that's just definitely something that separates the good players from the greats, is those that can get insane kills without those heavy weapons, without those operators, those phantoms. If you're getting double one-taps with a with a Sheriff. I mean, that is just amazing. And speaking of amazing, here comes Soba out the gate. Only able to find one with the Showstopper, but you immediately got rid of all the intel that Team FENRIR needed to engage. We're going to have to keep an eye out and see if they get the ability to sneak up. Bazix finds one, but Soba, an amazing, I believe, 180 flick there. Oh, a great nade in there from Soba as well, just as that wall goes up. Unfortunately, no damage off the back of it. 4v3 in favor of Obey Alliance, but I've got to talk about the fact that Black Moose on the side of Obey Alliance, 0 eliminations right now. So just talking in terms of eliminations, we're definitely looking at a clean 3v3 as that resurrection comes through from FENRIR.
Oh no!
Never mind!
Updraft and the blade storm were missed!
Black Moose gets their first kill. They do get traded out, but they've put an elimination on board there, and Soba almost, but not quite the ace. Obey Alliance up 5-2 going into the 8th round.
4K from Soba, and let's talk about the attempt and the retake there. Maybe a little rushed from Team FENRIR. The updraft attempt coming out from Bazix. You understand what they were trying to do. They're trying to go for that quick retake, but got caught in the awkward angle of the wall. The wall blocked off the top of screens, and that screen, well, it's going to be turned off for that round. Turn your monitors back on, boys. Another round is upon us. Rinse and repeat, and this time FENRIR, financial difficulties. It's shorty time. Oh dear.
Yeah, financial difficulties and just distance difficulties. Bringing out, I think that was 4 shorties. That's going to be... They're going to have to walk right into you to make this work. Team FENRIR taking a serious risk.
What is range? I think they're asking this round.
Truly. They're going to see, if they can utilize the aggression of those shorties. Maybe they're going to wait for somebody to push into them. Bazix, I think, going to be going for a little bit of a bait. Yeah, trying to bring somebody in just a little bit closer, but the bomb buddy instead is going to be the one to meet Bazix at the door.
I like that. Baiting through into the tripwire play-in. Notable mention, 2 ciphers. Obviously, a classic agent within Split where you have the tripwire set up, which I'm quite sure we're going to see. Complex not actually got too much util set up there. Just hiding with a judge and hoping for the best. Maybe a one and done. Saying that, though, he's going to peek wide.
Yeah, just a great shot there from Soba. Complex had a sheriff, or not a sheriff, excuse me, a judge, and you cannot do enough with that, unfortunately. Habib is going to find the kill onto Soba with the Sheriff, so that's going to be a great opportunity here. Black Moose going for the plan. Habib, just not a clue. Bazix might do something here. 5 HP, will not be able to find that kill. Unfortunately, Super Monkey does pick up that counter jet, and Black Moose gets the resurrection onto Soba. 5v3, everybody's on point right now. Everybody is here, but now it's going to come down to who finds these eliminations first.
Who is going to be dialed in here? I think it's a one-sided affair. You're talking to shorties. Shorties are running like material there. Get a frag on 2 material, but that's flawless. That's most certainly a flawless there for Obey. And testing out the crouch button, it works.
Yeah, just checking out that tactical crouch, making sure everything's lined up appropriately. But FENRIR, they force bought, I believe, somewhere a couple of rounds ago, and they have not climbed out since. They're going for another full buy. This is, I mean, I've said it, I feel like a broken record already, and we're only on round 9, but if they lose this round, they, statistically speaking, lose the following 2 as well. So they kiss this one goodbye, they're going to have to kiss 2 more goodbye immediately after.
That's devastating to be saying already in map number 1. I even could tell the tell for map number 2. What a great advance P. The Bombardee not actually going to be shot, but the great movement, the tailwind is going to be exhausted there from Bazix. Close angle here with the operator. Not an organic position, but it's doable. Oh! The Vandal, though. That's a good trade.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, blink and you miss it, you lose your raise, but Super Monkey does react fast enough, gets things lined up. There's Bazix with a great close quarters kill using the operator. Looks for a second one, but not able to land it. No, won't find a second one, unfortunately. Super Monkey instead picking up 3 kills, so the ace not available as Wraith does find that kill, but just as close as you can get. A 4K for Super Monkey there, going up 7-2 into the 10th round.
Super Monkey looking super strong. Super strong. A good jet. I've seen some excellent plays, but trying to match up against someone like Bazix, it's tough times, right? You've really got to get the full flex out. We've seen some Blade Storms, but both Blade Storms have been shut down. They've been shut down so damn quickly, which explains to you the kind of caliber of players right now that we're going to be facing against. It's nothing is OP in a server full of OP players, right? If all players are OP, you're not OP.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be... something of note is I believe this was Obey Alliance's map pick, so that might be part of the reason they're coming out so strong. It's one that they're warmed up for, they're ready, they brought it to the table on purpose, maybe they're winning because Swarms is just hiding around corners and picking up 3Ks in the blink of an eye. Just tearing a team apart. This might be the quickest round we've seen so far if SuperMonkey holds that corner. But now a judge, a little jack-o'-lantern gun buddy in a dream. It's going to be really difficult here for this Sage to do much of anything.
Yeah, that pumpkin is too high. It's only friend right now. The judge, I don't really think it's going to be able to do much here. The judge is such a niche weapon, isn't it, the way you're able to use it. You saw that just jump around the corner holding mouse 1, but it's not going to be enough with that nerfed judge. Maybe pre-nerf, sure. The range was disgusting, but that judge, yeah, you've got to judge your angles a little bit more cautiously now.
I miss the pre-nerf judge, Cuppa. I really do. I miss it. I miss it dearly. As somebody who's not very good at this game, I rely heavily on shotguns, and I miss it.
Let me tell you, if you like the judge and the ability just to mouse 1, pick up an Odin, man. The Odin, that still packs a punch.
Absolutely, the Odin is a very fun gun. I personally love the Odin. I know that a lot of competitive players hate it because it kills you before you can even realize you're dying, but it's just a very fun weapon, all things considered. And we're seeing, again, it's interesting that Obey Alliance has decided to go back to that patient gameplay from round 1. You know, they won the first 2. They've just been storming ever since, but now they're going to slow things down. They're going to take it a little bit more patiently here in round 11.
Blinded.
Seeing that, hey, we've got a lot of those hold W plays.
Right.
Let's see what else we can do. Showstopper, though, saying that, it looks like a bit of a late push, waiting for all of those gravity wells to go out the way, and still, somehow, gets the frag.
I don't know if I knew where that Sky was because I thought she was on the other side, but maybe she walked right into it, maybe she strafed over and unfortunately died. Obey Alliance gonna find themselves up 4-3, or find themselves up 4-3, and had that Sky not died, you know, this really would have been a tied-up game. This is gonna be tough for Team FENRIR to turn around. Might be able to neural theft if you do get the opportunity, but other than that, I'm not really sure what their best engagement option is.
Go for that sort of 9-3 curse reverse, really.
Oh, wow.
So 1 versus 1. This is the best scenario we've seen Team FENRIR in. If they're able to get this, and they will, Complex.
Complex just cleaning up. Able to find that final elimination, doing a great job putting things away there. Team FENRIR putting their 3rd point on the board for the first time in quite a few rounds.
I said it. I didn't mean to cast his curse it right then and there, but the 9-3, it's possible here. Minimum for Team FENRIR. With the eco buy they've got as well, sure, it's 2 Spectres, and Bazix obviously limited for the buy. But this is so doable to be that 8-4 half, and if FENRIR can manage that, that is more than doable. That's a gift to how things started here.
Absolutely. I mean, if FENRIR can turn this one around, 8-4 at halftime is a lot better than 9-3, right? So if Team FENRIR can win just one more round, they can really kind of keep themselves alive moving into the second half. But if SuperMonkey destroys their Blade Storm before it even gets the chance to fire, that is not going to help. So Bazix gets 1 Blade, still has 4 remaining. But now here comes SuperMonkey, a Blade Storm of their own. It's going to be all about these knives and who finds that opening frag.
Does the knife have a sharp enough blade? Good question. Maybe a question Bazix should be answering. Swarms, doing Swarms things, lurking. Exactly. Anti-lurker through the cage, but not through the fire and the flames. Wraith, get the spray and pray.
Yeah, Wraith able to pick up that Spectre, able to find that elimination early on. That's going to be great because I was going to say a 5v4 for Team FENRIR in the position they're in was really going to hurt. But when Swarms walks up to you with his head on a silver platter, you may as well take it. Things going to be tied up again 4-4. The Cosmic Divide alive on both sides. We might see one from Sujay here in just a moment. But it looks like they're going to be waiting, a lot of patience coming out. And Team FENRIR, they've been forced in kind of a weird position because I think we're about to see Complex go into a bit of a 4v1.
That's going to be not what the Doctor ordered. Sobart takes out Bazix. Bazix was contemplating the buy. Doesn't really matter what you have in that sort of scenario. Cosmic Divide's up. Complex gets the spray, gets 1, gets 2.
No, it's going to be Soba just tearing it up right now. Wraith going in. The spike plant coming through, not going to matter unless it wins either round. There's no extra credit moving into the second half. Wraith might be able... No! Soba puts it away. Obey Alliance going up 9-3.
I've actually genuinely lost count of how many 4Ks we've seen out of OB Alliance. I think it's about 3 or 4 4Ks right now. I know that we've seen one from Sojay, I believe, from SuperMonkey, got that 4K. Either way, it's a dominant performance from one team, Obey Alliance. They are showing up with everything on the line right now. I love this. I love the energy. I love the momentum. And you talked of this pregame. I want to give you kudos and props to this. Valorant is predominantly known as a bit of a momentum game. And right now, I think you're going to see why straight away in map number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about one of these teams clearly having an advantage moving into the second half. And speaking of Clearly, this tournament series is brought to you by Clearly, Canada's #1 online eyewear store. You can get contact lenses, prescription glasses, and sunglasses all on clearly.ca. So definitely go out and give that a look. But let's jump right back into the action here. Obey Alliance, they've been swapped onto the defensive side. We're going to have to see if they can kind of make the same waves they're able to on offense. Here comes a lot of damage into Sworns on the high ground. Able to find a little bit of damage of their own.
What a crossfire!
With the frenzy, finds one. Sworns picks up another. 4v3, Habib will find Sworns in the chaos, and Soba picks up the nade kill. Oh, finds a 3K, and there it is. Blink and you miss it. Obey Alliance already on the double digits.
Taking notes and putting that one totes into my rank play. Look at the crossfire setup we have there. That's replay worthy. Maybe we'll catch that one later. The crossfire setup, even we can look at it in the post game. That's what a mental no. That Ven Heaven crossfire, beautiful with the Cypher, the spy cam. Oh man, that's the chef's kiss kind of play. And for pistol rounds, that solidifies double figures for Obey already.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I also need to talk about the fact that Soba currently has 23 eliminations. The most elims on the side of Team FENRIR is 10. So we are well over that double in terms of eliminations. Sworns going to be dumping in some damage, and Super Monkey in the back picks up one Sworns with that Spectre, able to find a second. Will be able to find a third before being taken out with the Frenzy. What will they do? They will find a 3K, and these are some of the fastest rounds of Valorant I think I have ever seen.
I'm actually shaking my head, and not because of a poor performance from FENRIR, just in the outperformance of the Obey Alliance. I'm telling you, I've seen this team, but they're good. They're fiery, they're quick on the one-taps, but this is something else. I said speedrun, I was kind of saying in sort of half jest, but in real talk, this is looking like an absolute speedrun for map number 1. They want to get themselves ready for day number 2 into that grand final right away.
Yeah, I mean, Obey Alliance, they are 100% taking no prisoners. They are just tearing it up, finding an amazing way to engage. And Team FENRIR, they're really starting to struggle. Now, like I said, bright side, Team FENRIR's map pick is up next after this, so it's not the end of the world if you lose this one. But if the momentum carries over into map 2, FENRIR's really going to have to change something up to succeed.
Yeah. You need to go more than back to the drawing board. You need to go to the store and get a completely new set of pens, paper, and the drawing board as well. You've got to keep it fresh. Sober, not one of the Soj's getting it done. Yeah,
that is... I feel like I sound like a broken record already here in map 1, but this is rough for Team FENRIR. I mean, they are really struggling, and this is... We're going to have to see what kind of comes out of this. Wraith going to be moving in, knows somebody might be around the corner, chooses to kind of hang out in garage a little bit, but it's going to be Sujay. That Wraith 1v1 going to be happening here in just a moment if Wraith chooses to engage, but instead a lot of tension coming around. It looks like we're seeing a full team rotate from FENRIR toward that B point.
You're outnumbered. You really are outgunned an early game of the second half. Keeping your mental like in a good state, so difficult. So difficult. You know you're probably going to be tanking this first map. And I'm speaking the truth, and as it should be, it takes something very special here for Team FENRIR to get this side. They've got 2 though.
Oh. We talked about, you know, great crossfires, and we're just seeing that time and time again from Obey Alliance. We saw that exact same thing there. The Astra was hiding in that back corner, and we saw the Jet just go up on the high ground. They were just great crossfire. Nowhere to run. Yeah.
Oh, I've got to feel bad for FENRIR there, more than ever. If they were able to turn that around, it would have turned the game. But to go what you said, the crossfires are so hard to play against. Almost impossible to beat. It's like almost as what it looks like at this point. It's a pug team versus a very organized team of Obey. And that's not to take anything away from FENRIR. They are a team that are constantly competing and improving as well. But Obey, what did you eat for breakfast? Definitely fruit.
Yeah, lots of fruits. I mean, they are wide awake. They are ready to bring the heat very early on in the day as well. It's going to be a lot of that action. Black Moose goes for a wall early, so just kind of deciding that nobody's going to engage on A, forcing it around through mid, possibly back onto B. I really want to keep an eye on these first elims again. Who finds that opening frag? Who finds that opportunity to succeed? Because if it's in favor of FENRIR, I think they could really find a 4th round win. But if Obey Alliance picks up even the first kill, I think we're ready to kiss Split goodbye.
I've already kissed goodbye, to be honest, mate.
Oh,
and that's why. Because Soba's right there. Soba doesn't just have the rifle, the showstopper. Everyone's run, Forrest, run. Get out of there. The showstopper not going to do anything. It's going to cause some fear, though.
Oh, yeah, this is, yep. Goodbye, Split. I mean, you're looking at a, oh, man, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Oh, Super Monkey might fall, though. a great opener, but Sujay picks up 2. No, Sujay
remaining.
picks up a second one there, so now it is Wraith. Just this Astra is going to have to make absolute waves here if she wants to succeed. You do find the spike plan, but if this is the last round, that simply does not matter.
It doesn't. It doesn't with a game like this. This has been
The Cosmic Divide.
such a spicy game for Obey Alliance.
Don't walk through.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Whatever you do, Snowden. Oh, gets one. Not able to get 2. It's Black Moose being the dark horse, if you will. Rolls in, adds insult to injury, puts a bit of the salt-based salt on top of that win, and that is Obey Alliance taking map number 1.
Absolutely amazing. They're a bit of an 07 for, I mean, FENRIR just as a whole. Obey Alliance, like I said earlier, they took no prisoners. They just pulled 0 punches, and they came out swinging here. This was their map choice. Again, that's something to keep in mind, is that this was their map choice, but you know, if they can carry that momentum into map 2, if they can carry almost a 30 bomb in a 16-round game into map 2, I mean, I don't know if there's anything FENRIR can do.
That is actually, and quick math though, that's a 1927, that's a 3.0 KDR coming in from Sober to start things off. Not to mention, every single player bar 1 are positive KDRs on that Obey lineup as well. So much potential, so much fragging potential to be seen.
Yes.
And that's what you want to have. That's what you need to have in a fragtastic event like the clearly frame advantage that you are right now. If it'd be possible, production, and forgive me not to give you the heads up, could we go over to the drawing board just to kind of go through a quick few elements of what happened there, because I'd love to break it down and just show the viewers at home. But there you go. I love you, production. Thank you so much. From what we're seeing here, it was all about mid control, wasn't it? It was a complete a mid control game. So you've got your top mid. Get my pen unsorted. There we go. Get my crayons all organized. The mid control that we were seeing here, it was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. You call this Obey, and the speed that they were going through there, they didn't really even give a chance for any players here, to react or to respond. And with that in mind, if you get mid control on split, you can win the game if you're going to win those battles. And that's exactly what they did on defense and on attack. Mid control was locked down, and I think that was going to be the omen that saw FENRIR to take the L for map number 1.